it's like complicated to even explain because some people are mad that we're talking about sociopaths and that it's like dehumanizing and that it's offensive and
what's going on, everyone? It's Rich Lux, and today's video, girl, you won't believe the drama. Okay, so I am like in Times Square right now in my little penthouse suite, girl. So that's why it's a little different setup because I'm in New York City, right? Well, there's so much drama going on. But first, I want to show you what I got at Sephora because there's a Sephora in Times Square. It's like open really, really late. So I want to show you what I got. So here's my little bag. And I saw this, I think it was on Instagram, and I had to buy it. So this is Diamond Milk by Rihanna, and I'm wearing it right now. Don't let this be the judge if you like it or not because I put concealer over it. Don't ask me why, okay? But here it is, and it's kind of like a frosty crystal lip lacquer with little diamonds in it. That's what it looks like to me. Let me show it to you. Like, I've already been using it. Look, you see that? That's my color of my lipstick that's on there. And it used to like freak me out, but now I'm just like not bothered by it. So I'm just gonna like go ahead and give it a little pass here, and you can see, I don't think this really does it justice, but there it goes. Just a little bit of like sheen to it. But picture like a clear lip gloss that has like little diamond flakes in it, little like bling bling in there, right? But this one showed up kind of pinky because it's like when you pass over your lip, it was pinky. It wasn't like that before. So it's been used, obviously. Then I went over to Bergdorf Goodman's in 5th Avenue. So I picked up this new Chanel bronzer. I don't need it, but I wanted it. So this Chanel bronzer is not like the other one that I got. This is like a creamy type mousse consistency, but yeah, it's like a cream. And you gotta like warm it up a little bit, and then you can kind of see like a little bit of a color, but it's very light, very subtle, almost like a veil of like a bronzer type veil, and it looks pretty good, and it smells like that whole Hydra Beauty line, so it smells really good. This is the product of it like that. But I just felt like being bad and bougie, so I went and got it. Okay, I want you to see my Times Square view, and this floor-to-ceiling windows, and it wraps all the way around. And so this is a little view. I hope it looks cool. But this video is sponsored today by Blanquist. So these are my eyes, natural. I'm gonna put on the contacts. Here we go. Okay, I just put them on. Here we go. Reveal, light green. Oh, okay, there we go. It's like a very subtle, natural looking lens. Yeah, so you can use offer code RICHLUX, girl, to buy one, get one free. They are made in America, and they also do prescription lenses. So if you want like prescription contacts, you can do that too. I'm trying to catch the light, girl, but it's not giving me that moment I'm looking for, girl. But anyways, let's get back to the drama. Okay, girls, can we talk, okay? So, yeah, she's at it again, girls. Shane Dawson is in the drama again, girl. And I'm, like, kind of shocked because we don't really talk about Shane Dawson in drama that much, you know? So, girls, okay, so if you don't know, so Shane Dawson is not even halfway through his whole entire expose on Jake Paul, and people are highly offended. You know how it is, guys. Some people online get offended over the smallest things. You know what? They're probably going to be offended that I say they're offended. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, Shane Dawson has offended the YouTube offending community, if that makes sense. Because here's the thing, right? So the biggest issues I felt like, I was like, well, is Shane Dawson going to take it a little bit too soft on Jake Paul, right? And I was thinking to myself, okay, he can't do this. He heard the criticism. He's not going to be soft, all right? So he goes ahead, he's making these videos, right? We've seen a few of them now. And people are saying that it's too scary, it's too dark. I think that's what I'm getting out of the community complaints. The community complaints, guys, is that it's a little bit too dark. Like this whole season of what he's doing is too dark, right? And I'm like, damn, damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know? And it really sucks because like I know it takes him like a long time to film and edit and find a direction of how he wants to take this movie. And it's like, and it's a lot of stuff that goes into it that people just really don't see. They just want to watch it. You know, they don't really care about the blood, sweat, and tears and the cars you took to get there and the time spent and the food and the meals and the people. Like, they just want to watch, right? But what's interesting is, and I'll show you the clip in a minute, is that when he said, like, he is making it kind of, like, spooky as an attraction, like to get you to watch, because if it didn't have that type of effect to it, it wouldn't be as interesting. And it makes sense. It's almost like, I'm not saying anything for views on this part, but I'm saying like you have to like get it, like sensationalize a story, right? So if I just titled this video Shane Dawson. Like, not that many people would click, but if you sensationalize it, like Shane Dawson exposed or in the mind of Shane Dawson, like it makes you want to click, right? So in his video, he's sensationalizing it in the way that sociopaths, and these are the tendencies of a sociopath, right? Like, and then people are getting offended over that. But I think they need to understand that it's entertainment. Okay, entertainment with a little bit of truth behind it, but nonetheless, it's entertaining to watch, and you have to make something entertaining to capture those people's hearts and moments and want to watch. And I feel like he's getting a lot of backlash for being entertaining in a way. That makes sense?
Hey guys, so I wanted to make a little story right now because I was reading some comments, and for the most part, people are really liking the series, and I'm really excited because we've been working really hard on it. There are some people that think it's like complicated to even explain because some people are mad that we're talking about sociopaths and that it's like dehumanizing and that it's offensive, and that was my like initial fear with this whole thing. That's why it took me so long to do this. Like, I mean, I wanted to do this for months, but I kept saying, never mind, I don't want to offend anybody. But every professional around me, I don't know where it cut me off, but I've had professionals around me the whole time. The therapist I worked with, my actual psychiatrist who I worked with on this, like off camera, and many other people who very much know their shit, who have told me, number one, you can't offend them. That's not a thing. They don't care. Like, and no, they're not all like evil serial killer, whatever. They just don't care. So like, and they don't go to therapy. If they do go to therapy, they're not a full sociopath. If they're a full sociopath, which is what we're talking about, they don't go to therapy. They don't think they need it. So when you try to give them therapy, it's useless because they think they're better than it. That why are they here? You know what I'm saying? So for people who are saying, oh, Shane, they're struggling. No, they're not. They don't care. Like, I think, and it might be my fault because I did cut a lot of things out of the video. We had like 5 hours of footage, so I really cut it down. And try to make it entertaining, which is my fault. I should have maybe just left it very plain. I wanted to make it entertaining, but at the core of it, what I wanted people to know is like an actual sociopath does not care. If you're in a friendship that's toxic or a relationship that's toxic, and they're showing all of the signs, not just one of them, all of them, if they've been doing dangerous things that are putting you in harm's way, if they seem like they don't really care, if they're doing things like that, you need to realize it and get away from it. Or realize it and accept it and know that that's what that is. I'm going to keep it real. I probably have sociopaths still in my life. I'm not cutting them out. But knowing all of this information has changed my life. The way I interact with people now that I've spent the last 2 months fully falling down the hole and researching and talking to professionals, I feel so much better. I don't answer texts from people who I think might be using me or might be that. I'll answer them, but not right away. And I'll look at my text and be like, oh, every time they text me, they want something. Oh, and every time I'm around them, I leave sad and feeling worn out and depressed. And I feel like I'm being used. And it just makes you feel like, oh, I don't have to do this. Because if they are a sociopath, they don't care. They're not offended that I didn't return their text. They're not offended that I kind of stopped talking to them because they don't care. And that's life-changing because then you won't be in a bad situation. And I understand, I never want to offend anybody or hurt anybody or make anybody feel alienated. That's never been my channel. That's not what I want to do. So I know why people are sensitive, saying, oh, you made it scary or creepy, or oh, my friend's a sociopath, and they're offended, and you know, and I totally get it. I understand. I was nervous about it, but the reason I made it scary and creepy was so people would watch it. Because if I made it like a standard video where I just sat there and was like, oh, interesting, they don't feel, okay, next topic, people wouldn't care. And if people don't care, they don't watch it, and if they don't watch it, they don't know the warning signs, and less people know what to look for. Because and once again, I'm talking about full-fledged sociopaths, right? Now knowing all of the information you got in today's video. Yes, it was sensationalized and there was like crazy clips and stuff to make it interesting, but like now knowing moving forward in your life, it will be okay. Sorry, I'm rambling. I don't know where I left off, but my main thing I wanted to get across was, number one, I'm sorry if I offended anybody. If you are offended for someone who has this or thinks they have this, I am sorry, but just know my intentions were not bad. My intentions were to make something interesting, to show a side of personality disorders that nobody talks about because they're too afraid to, and they're like, oh, should I? Like, it's something that people don't talk about, and I wanted to talk about it. I'm personally connected to it for so many reasons that I haven't even talked about, and I'm sorry if anybody was offended, but, you know, just, and it wasn't even that many people, but I am the type of person who, like, if one person's offended, I feel like gross and like shit, and I feel guilty and my stomach hurts, and I'm like, all right, I gotta fix this. So the fact that there were hundreds of comments made me feel like, oh my god, I have to say something. So I don't know if this made any sense. I'm sorry. I'll probably delete this and redo it tomorrow, but I just wanted to say something. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully it kind of opened up your mind a little bit. And if you think you are a sociopath, you're probably not. Just putting that out there. Like, if you're like, maybe I'm you're not. Like, it's not like that. I don't even know how else to explain it because it's so complicated, which is why I think people are mad, because they're like, you didn't explain it right. It's like, yeah, because it's almost impossible to explain. I've watched hours and hours and hours of documentaries and footage and videos and interviews and talked to him. Sorry, I stopped because I thought it would stop recording. I've read 2 books about it, and I still am confused. For me, it just opened up a bigger conversation, which is what I wanted, which is like, this is something we don't talk about. Like, every movie you've seen, every like character, there's so many sociopaths in movies, but they never call them that. Like, I just saw that movie, 2 weeks ago I saw it. Fuck. It was with Anna Kendrick. Fuck, I don't remember the name of it. It was a good movie though. But it was about a sociopath. Literally, I read a book about a sociopath, and I went to see the movie, and it was all the same things. Like, the guy obviously read that book that wrote the movie. And they never say in the movie that she's a sociopath. But it literally is about a sociopath and how they operate. Like an actual one, right? And I was like, oh my god. That's so crazy that they didn't say that she's a sociopath. They were probably afraid. They didn't want to label her, right? But it was interesting because then you look back through all of the movies you've seen as a kid and all the shows you've seen. There are so many characters that were written to be sociopaths. And certain traits, there's certain ways that they carry themselves, certain drinks they drink. There's actual like scientific studies about like certain drinks that they like and certain things that they do and certain ways that they talk with their hands and all these things, right? It's so fascinating because it's like, oh, this has been almost like a big secret. And people are mad at me for talking about it, but it almost makes me even more happy I talked about it, because I'm like, you know what, if I would have known when I was 12 to watch out for certain things, I probably would have gotten away from fucking a lot of people that fucked me over. So it is very interesting. Now I'm just talking in circles. I'm fascinated with this shit, so I'm not gonna keep apologizing because I am fascinated by it. I'm sorry if you were offended. I'm moving on with the series. I'm gonna definitely be more sensitive about making things scary and sensationalizing it. I totally understand that I took it to like level 10 because I love horror movies and I was like excited, and I should have held back, and I'm sorry for that. But it is something interesting. So I'm rambling. I'm gonna go. I have a taser, just letting you know. I felt like showing it because
I'll give you another example, right? So like, let me see. Okay, so James Charles was at DragCon, right? He had a lot of people around him, and there were reports that there were other people around him that were escorting him away from the crowd, like leaving the building, right? And you know, when you have a lot of people around you like that, you need to have people around you to escort you out, right? So, and that's not a bad thing. You just need it for protection, right? But it's easy to slap up to make a video, James Charles escorted out a drag con. It seems negative, but in reality, yeah, he was escorted out because he's leaving, or else he'll get torn to shreds and pulled apart. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you have to, like, I don't want to say clickbait because there's truth to it, you know, but I'm happy in the direction that the video is going. I find it very entertaining. And I don't think he's going soft on Jake Paul. Like, I really do think he's hitting some key points that a lot of people wanted to know about. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to you guys. What do you guys think about this drama? Do you think it's justified? Do you think people just complain just to complain? But yeah, if you like the video, smash that like button, comment, rate, subscribe. If you don't like the video, sincere haters, so when they watch it, they lost 10 minutes of their life they'll never get back. See you next video. Bye, love you so much.